And this is the opening match of Day 3 of LWW Final Hunt 2. And this is the grudge match between CM Punk and Sub-Zero of the Unwashed. Punk and Sub-Zero are former tag team champions. And Punk pretty much cost his own team the tag titles because I guess him and Sub-Zero had some issues behind closed doors, I guess. Because I guess Sub-Zero been the cocky asshole whenever him and Punk were around each other, for reasons I guess. And Punk just got sick and tired of his bullshit, so he freaking cost them the tag titles against Xavier and Xander a while back. And freaking ever since then, him and Sub-Zero have been fighting for a while now, backstage brawls. And Bane was just sick and tired of it. It's like, you two, I'm letting you two have this match and get your issues out amongst each other, freaking settle the ring. But after this, you have to freaking fall in line and freaking assist the rest of the group in taking over the company, I guess, or whatever. And Punk was like, alright, fine, whatever. As long as I get to kick the crap out of this annoying motherfucker I get, then that's whatever. Now, I don't blame Punk, because sometimes Sub-Zero can be a bit of an annoying dick. And this will be the first time Punk has had a singles match in a while. Same with Sub-Zero. And this freaking arena, man. Probably the best set of one of my favorite arenas that I've ever made, Fourth Wall Break. Because it fits how big of a scale this show is. And here comes Sub-Zero making his way to the ring. Coming to the crowd, like usual. And Sub-Zero's probably been looking forward to this match too, because he wants to kick the crap out of CM Punk. And like I said, after this, Bane is expecting these two to finally freaking be done and over with the issues between the two of them. And he expects CM Punk to fall in line and do whatever he's told. But I wish him luck with that. And let's get this opening contest underway of Day 3. And Sub-Zero immediately with punches and a kick to the midsection there. And Sub-Zero has Punk up with a freaking fireman's carry cutter there. Now Sub-Zero with an armbar on Punk. Flips him over. Elbow to the back of the head of CM Punk. And CM Punk blocked the kick there. And a back fist by CM Punk. And a Punk with an armbar on Sub-Zero. Northern Light suplex Sub-Zero by CM Punk. Springboard by CM Punk, which Sub-Zero dodged. And Sub-Zero with a stomp to the arm by CM Punk there. And an elbow drop to CM Punk. And missed with that one too. And Punk with a float over DDT. And now CM Punk with a neckbreaker to Sub-Zero. And regardless of how this match goes, these two are going to probably end up being on the same team together, fighting for the Unwashed in that 7v7 elimination tag match on Day 5, representing with the Unwashed taking on Viva La Pollution, with the fate of the two groups is on the line. Because whoever loses that match, that group has to disband. And freaking the Unwashed can't afford to have any of their members freaking fighting amongst themselves. And Punk with another neckbreaker. And a Punk picking Sub-Zero back up. And another armbar. Spinning kick there by CM Punk. And a go behind by Punk on Sub-Zero into headlock. And now Punk with a neckbreaker to Sub-Zero. And Sub-Zero has a history of neck problems from back in the day. So freaking, and CM Punk knows that. And that's why he's working on the neck of Sub-Zero. And now Sub-Zero with a headlock on CM Punk. And a rake to the eyes again. With the kick there. Elbow to the face of Sub-Zero by CM Punk. And dual chops. And now Sub-Zero with a headlock. And an enziguri to CM Punk there by Sub-Zero. And an elbow drop to the back. And another one. And Punk is knocking Sub-Zero out of the air. And a kick to the back of Sub-Zero there. And a knee drop. And now CM Punk whipping Sub-Zero in the corner. Knee to the face of Sub-Zero there. And the Bulldog caught freaking signature move there by CM Punk. And CM Punk only gets a 1 count off that cover. If they hit that freaking knee and bulldog to Sub-Zero there. Another fireman's carry cutter. Another sleeping pill from like freaking Roundbuster and FAM like to use. Shout out to FAM, by the way. Or the movement as they're called these days. Shooting star press by Sub-Zero to CM Punk. And Sub-Zero whipping CM Punk in the corner. And CM Punk blocking that punch. Sub-Zero putting him in the corner, whiffing that kick. And Punk setting Sub-Zero in the top turnbuckle. Oh god. And now Punk with a freaking superplex to Sub-Zero from the top turnbuckle. And now Punk going for cover again. 1. Only have 1 count. And now Punk has Sub-Zero back up on his shoulders for the freaking JTS to Sub-Zero. Going for cover CM Punk. 1, 2, and Sub-Zero kicks out. Freaking Christ. And now CM Punk tried to go for another backfist, but Sub-Zero blocked it. And Sub-Zero with a deep freeze neck breaker to CM Punk. And going for cover Sub-Zero. 1, 2, and CM Punk kicks out. Now Sub-Zero just tripping CM Punk, and another shooting star press there by Sub-Zero. And Punk with a kip up, just no selling the shooting star press. And Sub-Zero with a neck breaker and just punches him down. And CM Punk with just a punch in the midsection of Sub-Zero there. And Sub-Zero blocking whatever Punk tried to go for there, and he kicked the midsection. And Sub-Zero with a freaking Falcon Arrow to CM Punk. And that's Sub-Zero dragging CM Punk from the corner. Going for cover. 1, 2, and CM Punk kicks out. Now Sub-Zero with an armbar and CM Punk again. Deep freeze neck breaker again by Sub-Zero to CM Punk. Going for cover again. 1, 2, and CM Punk kicks out again. And Sub-Zero just with a 1 punch to CM Punk there, and Sub-Zero slips out of whatever Punk tried to go for there. And another stomp to the arm of CM Punk by Sub-Zero. Now Sub-Zero picking CM Punk back up. Whoops him in the corner. And Punk blocking that punch again, sets him in the corner again. Knees to the face of Sub-Zero there by CM Punk. And CM Punk going in the ropes. Going on the top turnbuckle. And CM Punk just punching Sub-Zero away. He gets caught when trying to give a crossbody. And Sub-Zero with a backbreaker to CM Punk. Going for cover Sub-Zero. 1, 2, and Punk kicks out again. And Sub-Zero with another deep freeze neck breaker to CM Punk. Going for cover off the third one. 1, 2, and Sub-Zero gets the win over CM Punk. Payback for the freaking all the backstage assaults from CM Punk for Sub-Zero. And I guess you can say that Sub-Zero was able to finally back up all that shit talking he had been doing. Sub-Zero has always been a pretty competent singles wrestler, just that usually he's been stuck in tag teams. But he proved that he is actually a pretty good singles wrestler. Either way. Making a huge win for Sub-Zero, and it sucks for CM Punk. But now that Punk has to fall in line and freaking do his job as a member of the Unwashed, unfortunately, because of that deal he made with Bane a while back. And the next match is Serena taking on Tifa, and a no disqualification match. Freaking Christ. And this is the no DQ match between freaking Zarina King and freaking Tifa Lockhart. And I can't believe that freaking CM Punk basically did, after that match with Sub-Zero, revealed that he's going to be leaving the main roster and he's going to be going exclusively to Rumble. I freaking cannot believe that this freaking happened. And Lord knows I can only imagine that the rest of the Unwashed is going to be pissed. Especially Bane. Because, you know, he had that whole deal with CM Punk a while back when Punk had that rematch for the Intercontinental Championship and ended up losing. Bullshit. At least Punk will finally be free to the Unwashed. That's all I have to say about that. Right now, I'm figuring this match between Zarina and Tifa. And these two are looking to settle their freaking issues once and for all in this match by probably beating the shit out of each other with freaking God knows what. And here comes Tifa Lockhart, who is the one that really instigated the whole thing with Zarina freaking months ago. And now she's looking to finally put it behind her and get an opportunity once again at the Women's Championship. And Tifa's been pissed with Zarina for like a while now. And now she finally gets to take that anger out while also using freaking weapons and shit. And this match is going to get crazy. And let's kick this match underway. And yes, I'm using the new Gen Final Hunt Arena because freaking I don't have time to make the main roster of Final Hunt Arena on this profile. And Zarina with an armbar on Tifa just punches her down. Now Zarina would go behind on Tifa. Russian leg sweep to Tifa. And now Zarina whipping Tifa into the ropes. And nailing a neck breaker to Tifa there. And now Zarina with a Northern Light suplex to Tifa there. And Zarina whipping Tifa into the corner. Knees to the face of Tifa there by Zarina. Tifa has not gotten any offense since this match started. And Zarina will tilt the world backbreaker to Tifa. It's the reason why Zarina is a former women's champion on this roster and 3-time champion in the AWF and drop toe hold. She's also a former women's internet champion too on AWF. And now Tifa's finally getting some offense in, but then she whiffed that drop kick and a bulldog by Zarina. And headlock again by Zarina on Tifa. And there's repeated kicks to the head of Tifa there, just a slap to the face. Arm drag by Zarina there to Tifa. And now Zarina going to the outside of the ring, and she's grabbing a kendo stick. And Tifa managed to prevent her from pulling out that kendo stick. And Tifa with a drop kick to the back of Zarina. And Tifa tried to go for a weapon, but Zarina stopped. And Tifa blocking whatever Zarina tried to go for there. Hurricane Rana to Zarina by Tifa. Hurricane Rana again by Tifa there. Heel kick there by Zarina to Tifa. And now Zarina with an elbow to the head of Tifa there. Heel kick. And there's no countouts, but one of these two has to pin the other in the ring. And Tifa getting sitting in the ring post and just having her head slammed against the post by Zarina. And now Zarina's back in the ring. And now Zarina with a headlock on Tifa again. And Tifa slipped out of it into a go behind. Bulldog by Tifa to Zarina. Springboard by Tifa, which she nails. And now Tifa with a kick to the back of Zarina. And Zarina blocking a kick there from Tifa and a dragon screw. And now Zarina going for the King's Clash on Tifa. And she nails it. And now Zarina going for a cover on Tifa. 1, 2, and Tifa kicks out. And Zarina catches her with that neck breaker. And now Zarina with a submission on Tifa. There's no way Tifa's tapping out to this. And Tifa gets out of it. She managed to hold on. Zarina with just more kicks and a punch, and Tifa blocks out one. Punch to Zarina there, and an armbar. And a headlock by Tifa, and just flips over. And now Tifa's going back outside the ring. And she's grabbing a trash can. And Zarina is grabbing a table. And Tifa just cracking Zarina with a trash can. Just two more times. And another shot with that trash can by Tifa. And another shot there. And finally she tosses down that trash can. And there's a table Zarina pulled out. Neck breaker to Zarina by Tifa on the outside. Kick to the midsection of Zarina. And Tifa going for the freaking final heaven on Zarina. And she nails it. And she has to get Zarina back inside the ring in order to pin her. Because this isn't false count anywhere. And Tifa whipping Zarina into the steel steps. And Zarina blocking that kick from Tifa, and who just shoves her away. And Zarina trips up Tifa there. And just sits on her leg. And Tifa with a hurricane run of the Zarina into the steel steps. These two are just beating the crap out of each other, which I'm not surprised of. And now Tifa going for another weapon. Well, she's trying to, but she couldn't make up her mind what she wanted to grab. And Zarina also interrupted her. And heel kick by Tifa there to Zarina. Jesus Christ. Who the fuck is controlling the camera in the back? Can we not with these zoom in and out shots? Freaking Christ, I didn't know we hired freaking Kevin Dunn. If we did, freaking I want his ass fired. I don't need that motherfucker on this company. And Tifa with a freaking hurricane run to Zarina. And now Tifa going for another weapon. And she's pulling out the kendo stick that I would assume Zarina tried to pull out earlier. And Tifa just cracking Zarina with that kendo stick. Just another shot after shot with that kendo stick and just cracking her over the head with it. And Zarina with a kick to the midsection of Tifa. And Tifa sends her in the barricade. And there's more just repeated punches to the dome as Zarina by Tifa. These two are just straight up just beating like shiznits out of each other. And I'm happy that at least unlike that match between Optimus Prime and Lucaria, there was actually fucking weapons used in this Extreme Rules match. And Tifa whipping Zarina into the ropes. Hurricane Rana into a roll up. 1, 2, and Zarina kicks out. Almost caught her there. And Tifa going for a final heaven again. Go behind by Tifa. Has up an electric chair. And nails the final heaven. And Zarina is just right back up after getting nailed with that a second time. Whips her in the corner. Misses the double knees. Kicked in midsection of Tifa. And now Zarina making a comeback because Tifa decided to taunt at the worst possible time. Drop kick by Zarina. And another one. And nailing the neckbreaker is Zarina. Alpha cover. 1, 2, and Zarina gets the pin off the neckbreaker. Jesus Christ. Tifa literally chose the worst possible time to taunt and talk shit. And she got punished for it, and she got caught. And Zarina wins this no disqualification match and finally can put Tifa behind her. Freaking Christ almighty. And that's after freaking Zarina was getting the shit beat out of her, especially with the kendo stick. But we're going to continue with this women's action because the next match is the women's tag team title match where Pinky and AJ they have to defend their belts against freaking Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, the Birds of Prey. Lord knows that match is going to be crazy. Man, if Tifa wasn't pissed before, she's going to be even more pissed, even though it was her own fault that she lost. And this, like I said before, is the women's tag team title match where the Rain Booms are defending their titles against the team that they beat to win the damn things when they crowned their first champions. The freaking Birds of Prey, Harley and Ivy, or Harl Ivy, however you want to freaking say their freaking team name or whatever. And last time these two faced each other, AJ and Pinky literally fought their freaking rear ends off to win these belts. And this is I believe it's like their first defense since then. I believe so. And whoever wins this match is going to end up having to face Peach and Samus at this next Super Show. Since Zelda, Peach, and Samus beat these two and Black Canary. And Zelda's supposed to be getting an internet title shot. But apparently, from what I've been told, Zelda asked for interview time after this match. So, have to wait and see how that goes. And see what she has to say about that. And I still can't believe that Zelda won the Money in the Bank match the other day. That was freaking crazy. And speaking of crazy, here comes two freaking girls who are mad crazy. In more ways than one. But at the same time, also pretty smart. Most of the time. Except maybe Harley. She has some questionable decisions she's made in the past. But either way, these two are hoping to win the tag titles and bring more gold to the Birds of Prey. And their BFF Black Canary is defending her women's internet title match conveniently in the next match after this against Black Widow, who won the Elimination Chamber match a while back. Get the opportunity. This is going to be a big opportunity for this team to get payback against the freaking Rain Booms for the last time they faced each other. Lord knows if they're ever going to get another opportunity after this. And there's the women's tag titles, the belts that these two teams are facing each other for. And Lord knows Pinky and AJ want redemption for what happened in that 6-woman tag match a while back. And let's get this match underway, and of course the two crazy chicks are starting off, which is Pinky and Harley. And Harley whipping Pinky in the corner. And Pinky just kicks away. Hurricane run out by Pinky to Harley. Chin breaker by Harley to Pinky there. And Harley picking up Pinky and go behind. And Ivy, you just broke up your own partner's move. And Pinky with another Hurricane Rana. And now Ivy's actually being an assist. You can holding on to Harley just poked her in the eyes. These two are both just ganging up on Pinky, and Harley keeps poking her in the eye. She's just gonna get pissed about that eventually. Going for cover is Harley, not even a 1 count. Trying to know why she thought she could get a pin done after eye poke, but whatever. Caught but tie up between the two. Sean's gonna be happy into a headlock, and Harley with a suplex there to Pinky. And Ivy with another go behind on Pinky into another headlock, and Pinky slips out of it because she's slippery like that. Front flip. And Harley with another headlock at Pinky. Elbow to the face. And now freaking Harley with a kick to the arm and a shot to the arm of Pinky there. Springboard drop kick by Pinky. And Pinky trying to go for something, but again with the fucking eyes. Can you not, Harley? We don't have freaking insurance for this, for the freaking people's eyes around here. At least not yet. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. I think we might have just gotten dental like a month ago. I don't know. Arm drag by Pinky. And AJ's hyped in the corner. Now AJ's been tagged in. And Pinky, what the fuck? Pinky's defying the laws of physics again. She literally was just walking around the corner of the ring, and she's literally just walking on air. What the hell, Pinky? Why are you so freaking OP? What? Pinky is in the ring right now. Harley's holding on to AJ. Ivy was holding on to AJ while Harley was dazed. And what the fuck is going on with Pinky? And Harley with a neck breaker to AJ. Pinky, get the fuck out of the ring! I don't know what in God's name is going on with Pinky right now. Thinking she's defying the laws of physics again. And Ivy just got tagged in by Harley. AJ getting whipped in the ropes. There's Pinky again. Just a boot to the face of AJ by Ivy there. Now Pinky seems to be back to normal. Nope, she's still being weird. I don't know what the hell's going on. And now AJ just still going at it with Ivy. Just pair punches there by AJ. Pinky, get the fuck out of the ring, please. And AJ whipping Ivy in the corner. What in the fuck? Pinky is phasing to the ropes. And AJ with a freaking superplex to Ivy. And AJ with a go behind on Ivy and a Russian leg sweep. I think Pinky's literally broken the 4 laws of physics to the point where now I don't even think the ref can recognize the fact that she's in the ring right now. But I don't know what the hell is going on. AJ with another Russian leg sweep to Ivy. And now AJ whipping Ivy in the corner, and now Pinky's back outside the ring. Spine buster by freaking Ivy. Pinky, I thought when you signed in the company, be nerfed your freaking fourth wall reality breaking freaking shit. But freaking, I don't know, fourth wall break that was probably just 2k14 derping out for the, like real bad for the first time in a while. But because in fact it's Pinky, of course she would somehow be able to break the fucking game. And AJ was just a pair of elbow drops. And now Pinky's back in the corner like she's supposed to, because I think she finally stopped breaking freaking fourth wall into all of reality. And Ivy with a body slam to AJ. Tags in Harley after all that insanity, Pinky. And Harley just took out Pinkie Pie and it was like, that's what you get for freaking breaking the fourth wall while you're in the middle of a wrestling match. And AJ with a suplex to freaking Harley and a neck breaker. And now AJ going for cover. One. Only a one count. This freaking show is broken down already. And Harley getting whipped in the corner. Clothesline by AJ, knocking her down. And AJ's just taunting Harley. Pinky going after Ivy. And AJ nailing a drop kick. And now freaking Applejack with a powerbomb to Harley. And now AJ dragging from the ups, going for a cover, and Harley is AJ. 1, 2, and Ivy broke it up. And now Ivy whipping AJ in the corner. And now Harley setting AJ on the top turnbuckle. And Harley with a stunner to AJ from the top turnbuckle. And a knee drop. Good job that Ivy just, I don't know what the hell that was about. And Harley with another poke to the eyes, only this time it's to AJ. Ace in the hole by freaking Harley, stealing out from her boyfriend, the Joker. Go for cover. 1, and her feet is on the ropes, and AJ kicks out. And now Ivy wants a hot tag. And Ivy immediately fucked it up. Good job. And now Pinky's back in the ring. Freaking thank Christ. Hopefully she doesn't break the laws of physics again. And Pinky immediately with a hurricane run to Ivy. I thought Pinky was about to go for a springboard, but she changed her mind. A headlock on Ivy. And knee to the face of Ivy by Pinky. And another headlock by Pinky there. Whips her in the corner. And tags in AJ again. And Pinky just hurling her cousin at freaking Ivy into a crossbody. You two might want to focus. AJ just wiped out Harley there. You might want to turn around, AJ. Ivy, you might want to do something. And AJ's just going... Oh, never mind. I think she's focused on Ivy now. And now headlock by AJ. And repeated punches to the head of Ivy there by AJ knocking her down. And AJ with a springboard, but she missed. Good job. Elbow drop to the back of AJ. And Ivy blocking whenever tried to go for there. And now Ivy with a submission attempt on AJ. And Pinky broke it up. And now Pinky with a headlock on Ivy. And now AJ and Pinky just ganging up on Ivy. And AJ just clotheslining Ivy there, and another clothesline. Power slam to Ivy by AJ. There's that country attitude. And now AJ tried to go for something, but Ivy reversed it into a neck breaker. And oh god, Ivy setting up for the snare for the freaking snare trap or whatever she calls her submission. Into the Ivy driver. Nope, she's going for submission. He's trying to make AJ tap out. And there's Pinky. And Pinky accidentally hit the ref. And she managed to break up the submission attempt, thankfully. Save the cousin there. And Harley with a neck breaker after lifting Pinky in the air there. Shoulder tackle by AJ. Just a shot to the back of Ivy there by AJ. And now AJ going for a powerbomb. This time on Ivy. Or it might be the second time, I don't know, I can't remember. And now AJ dragging Ivy away from the ropes. And Pinky apparently is going at it with Harley off screen. Going for covers, AJ. 1, 2, and Harley broke it up, I think. And Ivy blocked the punch there. An armbar on AJ by Ivy. Arm drag. Into the knee drop. Going for covers, Ivy. 1. Only a 1 count. And AJ whipping Ivy in the corner. And just sends her right into the ring post. And AJ just grinding her boot against Ivy's face. Now AJ going for another springboard, and she missed again. AJ, this is why you don't do springboards. You're not that acrobatic. You're not like Pinky. And Harley and Ivy just ganging up on AJ there, and Ivy just wildly missing with that forearm. And AJ whipping Ivy in the corner. Tags in Pinky again. And this time, AJ hurls Pinky at Ivy in the crossbody. And Pinky just stood there for Ivy. And Harley just literally walked away from the corner. Pinky just took out Harley Quinn. And Ivy with a suplex to Pinky. And Ivy with another elbow drop to the chest of Pinky. And now Harley, never mind, Ivy was like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother trying to tag her in at this point. Backbreaker to Pinky. And now she decides to go over and tag her in. Miscommunication much? Kick to midsection of Pinky by Harley. And go behind by Pinky and Harley. And Pinky with a sleeper hold on Harley. And Ivy broke it up. Pinky with a headlock on Harley. And Harley whipping Pinky in the ropes. Backbreaker. Into a neckbreaker by Harley to Pinky. And Pinky with a kip up. And Harley tags in Ivy. Go behind by Ivy and Pinky. This shot to the lower back. And Ivy whipping Pinky in the ropes again. Atomic dropped up Pinky by Ivy. Chop to the chest, knocking her down. And now Ivy dragging Pinky from the ropes. Go for cover is Ivy. 1. And Pinky kicked out. And now Ivy whipping Pinky. And Pinky reversed into a chin breaker. Front flip. And now Pinky going for cover. 1. Only a 1 count. Heel kick there by Pinky to Ivy. Are you good there, Pinky? And tags in AJ's Pinky. And AJ just repeated punches and kicked the midsection. And tried to give something there, but Ivy reversed it into a DDT. And now Ivy dragging AJ from the ropes. And now Ivy runs over and tags in Harley again. Heel kick her into a drop kick by Harley. Now picking up AJ. Punch. Trio punches there by Harley to AJ. And AJ reversed it into a chop to the chest there, knocking her down. Oh god, AJ, not again! And she finally nailed it. Only took her like 3 attempts. Freaking Christ. I think she actually finally nailed one. I'm like freaking Tony Hawk. Go for cover. 1, 2, and freaking Harley kicked out after Ivy was missed picking up that pin attempt. Russian leg sweep by AJ. Harley. Elbow drop to the leg of Harley there by AJ. And now Harley gets her with a roll up, but AJ's hand was touching the ropes. And Harley whipping AJ in the corner. And AJ just with a kick to Harley there and picks it back up again. Go behind by AJ. And do a suplex. And this match has been going on for nearly 13 minutes. This is for the tag team belts, the women's division. AJ nailing another springboard. This is how much these two teams want these tag belts. These two teams have been going at it for nearly 13 minutes. And Pinky takes out Ivy, and AJ dragging it from ropes. 1, 2, and AJ gets the win after finally nailing that second springboard. And the Rain Booms retain their tag titles. Jesus Christ on a bike, this freaking match. These two went to freaking war. These teams did. And the Rain Booms pulled out everything, and so did Harley and Ivy. And the Rain Booms was the one who pulled out the win. after AJ whiffed freaking half as many of the springboards that she tried to go for. And Peach and Samus, this is the team you have to face at the Super Show. This team, freaking, they are tough girls, I'll tell you that much. And they are determined to be the one and only team to hold these belts for as long as they exist. So, Peach and Samus, good luck! And then Black Canary is probably going to be pissed somewhere in the backstage area. And her match is up next with Black Widow for the Women's Internet title. So, freaking, hopefully for the sake of the Birds of Prey, hopefully Black Canary manages to hold on to her title. Well, that was interesting that Zelda pretty much just surrendered her internet title match opportunity and basically gave it to freaking Zarina after she beat Tifa earlier in the show. So now, if Black Canary somehow manages to freaking retain her title, she has to defend it against freaking Zarina. That's just freaking crazy. And I know it said TV, but it was supposed to be internet, but you know. I'll change it later. But freaking Black Canary and Black Widow, freaking whoever wins this match, they're gonna have a freaking hell of a challenge ahead of them, because they're gonna have to take on Zarina for that title of the Super Show, and Zarina is determined to be a champion again. So good luck to whoever wins this match, because Zarina is on a warpath at this point. And here comes Black Widow, who's hoping to win her first championship ever, I believe. And she was the one that won that Elimination Chamber match. That Black Canary was the one who made the announcement for it a while back. So if Widow somehow manages to win this match, it'll be all on Canary for giving Widow the opportunity after she won that Elimination Chamber match. But who the hell knows? Widow's win-loss record isn't exactly the greatest. At least compared to Black Canary's. And Canary, after what happened with her teammates in the Birds of Prey losing that tag title match, she is probably pissed and is not going to be willing to give up this belt without a fight. And let's get this internet title match underway. And Widow immediately will just kicks after kick after kick to Canary there. Whips her in the corner. Clothesline knocking her down. And now Widow picking Black Canary up in the headlock. And Canary whipping Widow in the corner. And now turns around and sets her in the corner again. And just whips her in the opposite side of the ring for reasons. And Widow just boots her in the face. And nails her with a Hurricane Rana after she tried to go for something there, Widow. And Canary with an elbow to the face of Widow there. Another battle of the Marvel and DC characters, because Widow's from Marvel and Canary's from DC, by the way. And now Canary whipping Black Widow in the corner. Drop kick to the back of Widow there by Canary. How Canary wrestles in high heel boots, I will never understand, but I don't know how anybody can wear those. Freaking slant, what a tilt-a-whirl slam there by Canary to Widow. And Canary with a suplex to Widow. A headlock by Canary and Widow. Nails her with that chop to the chest there in her head. Clothesline by Canary to Widow. Now Canary with a headlock on Black Widow. And nails her with a neck breaker there. Front flip. And another one. There, Widow by Canary. And Widow with a drop toe hold to Canary. Kicked in midsection of Widow by Canary there. And another armbar. And near the midsection Canary by Widow. And Widow with a Hurricane Rana by Canary, almost sending her into the ref into the ropes. And Canary with an elbow to head Widow. And another Hurricane Rana by Widow. She likes using those. And now Canary with an arm drag on Widow. And a headlock by Widow and Canary. Slams her face down into the ring. And now just repeated kicks by Widow. Knocks in the ropes there. Into the other side ropes by Widow. Hurricane Rana again by Widow. Canary. Knee to the back of Canary there by Widow as well. And now Widow with a bulldog to Canary. And Canary just shoves her off. And just tried to go for a chop after the 2 punches and the kick in the midsection, but Widow blocked it. And Canary with a headlock on Widow. Headlock takeover. Knee drop to Widow there by Canary. And another one. Ref, get the fuck out of the way. And now Canary with the freaking Canary twist or whatever she wants to call it. And Widow tried to freaking no-sell it, but Canary stopped her. Now Canary's setting up for something. And now Canary with another Canary twist to freaking Widow. And now Canary going for a cover. 1, 2, and Black Canary retains her internet title. And it took 2 Canary twists to freaking do it too. But now we know that it'll be Black Canary versus Zarina King for the Women's Internet Championship at the Super Show. And at least the Birds of Prey are going to be leaving the show tonight with something. Lord knows Canary is probably going to be chewing out Ivy and Harley after the show. And then they're probably going to go get ice cream or some shit. I don't know what the heck they do in their free time. Either way, Widow tried her best. And I'm not freaking shitting on Widow. She did her best, and she got quite a bit of offense in. But Canary was just too determined not to lose the title. And now she has to look forward to a former multi-time women's champion as her next opponent. Good luck with that, Canary. And the next match is the freaking men's hardcore title match. With just the hardcore title, but you know what I mean. Either way. Angelo Winter's defending his title against He-Man. God, I hope they don't destroy the ring. And this is the hardcore title match where Angelo Winters is hoping to defend his championship against He-Man. And Angelo is hoping to continue his record-setting hardcore title reign. It's over 160-something days, I think. And He-Man challenged Angelo to this match, and he really wanted this opportunity. Angelo was like, alright, bet, I'll freaking fight you for my title and everything, and I'll retain it after I whip your ass in this match on the grandest stage. And here comes the current hardcore champion, Angelo Winters, who is a former New Gen US champion, and that's about all he's done in his career in this company. Yeah, Angelo is a dude who's has had the opportunity to titles in the past, mostly in the AWF, and he's been close to winning big matches, but Angelo's pretty much been like the Chris Masters of the company, not really doing dick. But we have faith in him that he'll turn it around, and he's proven us right since he's won the title in the case of the hardcore title. And that's actually a good thing, because we almost thought about releasing his sorry ass at one point. But he managed to show us that he actually can, do something with his career for once in his life. And he proved all the doubters wrong. That he can't be a champion. And he's not just all, for show and all that crap. And now Angelo's hoping to continue his long title reign with his belt. Which I still cannot believe he's held that title for as long as he has. That's just freaking insane. The fact that he's held the belt for as long as he has, which is longer than anybody else has held the hardcore title. And here comes a dude who was challenged for the hardcore title in the past. His first match was for the hardcore title when Skeletor was a champion a while back. Who remembers that reign? Freaking He-Man. We all know how he lost that freaking Inferno match, and He-Man really hasn't been around very often to really do anything since then. But He-Man now is hoping to change that, and he's hoping if he somehow win this match, which would be the biggest win in his short career in the company. And it'll probably change everybody's opinions about him since the last time he challenged for this title. But no, Skeletor's still been laughing about it, and Skeletor hasn't been around in a while. He's just been mostly sitting in the back eating like freaking meatloaf that we sometimes get in catering. Freaking jerk. That meatloaf is really good. But I always end up getting freaking back maybe like 2 pieces of it. I don't even get me started when freaking Mario and Luigi from New Gen ate all the pasta. And let's get this hardcore title match underway between these two dudes. And Angelo immediately just knocked He-Man down with that one punch. Just kicked him in the leg there. Freaking One Punch Man Jr. over here. And Angelo with a go behind off the armbar, and He-Man flips him over. And now He-Man just put in the boots to him. Doing his best Stone Cold impersonation over here. Now He-Man with a go behind on Angelo. Into the suplex. Angelo Winter is just trying to retain his title and continue his long reign with this title. Which is probably like the biggest accomplishment he's done since he won the New Gen US title, I believe. It was like forever ago, and Angelo with an elbow to the head of He-Man there. And a shot to the back. Bulldog by He-Man. Now He-Man with an armbar on Angelo. What kind of weird-ass submission was that by He-Man? I don't know what that was, but that was kind of weird. Angelo whiffing that kick there. Angelo with a suplex. He-Man, I don't know, one or two. And now He-Man with repeated punches to Angelo and a headlock. And Angelo just slamming him face first against the ring. And of course, this match is under Extreme Rules, which basically means weapons are freaking allowed. He-Man with an elbow to the face of Angelo just shoves him off. And He-Man going for the first weapon of the match. I guess he must have heard me when I said when I was saying what I said. And now He-Man has a kendo stick, and he just cracked Angelo over the head with the kendo stick, and a shot to the back of Angelo. And now He-Man going out for another weapon. Oh God. He-Man, why are you tearing apart my announce table? We've been good about nobody tearing my table apart all night. Now Angelo has a freaking trash can. That fan has a crutch. That guy has a guitar. Freaking Jeff Jarrett's in the crowd. And Angelo just repeatedly nailing He-Man with a trash can. It'd be funny if somebody had a drink in the crowd. That'd be hilarious. And they just started fucking around with a drink. That's a Mag Nation reference. And now He-Man whipping Angelo into the barricade, kind of. Hey, look, there's the hardcore title. And now He-Man whipping Angelo back into the ring. Now He-Man with an elbow to the head of Angelo there. And now He-Man running around the ring, even though he doesn't have to worry about freaking ring outs, count outs, you know what I mean. And there's a fan who had a replica title belt. He-Man with a suplex to Angelo. And now He-Man picking up Angelo there. Oh God. And now He-Man with a freaking choke bomb there to Angelo. And Angelo just shoving him off. Kicked midsection of He-Man. And a go behind. Into a headlock. And He-Man trips him up. Now He-Man, not that he was going for Boston Crab, but he's going for the big swing to Angelo. And just hurls him across the ring. Like thinking he's Cesaro. Angelo reverses whatever He-Man tried to go for there in the midsection. Whoops him in the corner. There's a lot of people with purple shirts for some reason in the crowd. And sends He-Man into the post as Angelo Winters. Oh, that was weird. Now Angelo going for Winter's Guile, the full Nelson submission he likes to use. And Angelo just tossing He-Man down like a sack of potatoes. And there's a punch and a kick there to He-Man by Angelo. Now He-Man whipping Angelo in the corner, clothesline knocking him down. And now He-Man picking up that kendo stick from earlier, just nailing Angelo in the gut twice. 3 times there with the kendo stick by He-Man, and just cracking him in the back for good measure. And now Angelo's back up. Shoulder tackle by Angelo. Going for covers Angelo. 1, 2, and He-Man kicked out. And now Angelo going for another Winter's Guile on He-Man. Angelo's trying to retain his title via submission. This would be really freaking embarrassing for He-Man if he tapped out to this. But he wouldn't be the first person. Angelo's got it cinched in. He's had it on him for a while. And he just tosses He-Man down after he manages to get out of it. A headlock by Angelo. And now Angelo with a bear hug on He-Man. Angelo is determined to try to make He-Man submit with every submission that he has in his arsenal. And He-Man, showing his strength, and manages to reverse what Angelo's bear hug with a freaking DDT. And He-Man with it, just slamming Angelo's arm against the ring. Freaking clothesline shoulder attack, whatever that was, to Angelo. Gumbo covers He-Man. 1, 2, and He-Man's the new hardcore champion! I don't know if that was what that was, if it was a clothesline or a shoulder tackle, but whatever it was freaking effective. Took out Angelo, and now He-Man is the new hardcore champion of the main roster. Freaking Christ. And Angelo's record-setting reign is brought to an end. And He-Man wins his first championship. His last time he challenged for the hardcore title, he lost to Skeletor, which was kind of embarrassing for him. Big win for He-Man on the biggest stage in the company. And the next match is the Junior Heavyweight Championship match between Austin Aries and Prince Persia. Aries is hoping to win his first title, and Persia is hoping to win his first title defense. Hopefully Persia wins, because last thing I need is a Reckoning having another belt. And also fuck Austin Aries. And this is the Junior Heavyweight Championship match between Prince of Persia, the current champion, and Austin freaking Aries, one of the biggest douchebags in the company. Freaking, it was now getting another opportunity to the Junior Heavyweight title after failing to win it when he first debuted the title months ago. And now he's trying to win the title with Prince of Persia. And I am still freaking happy as heck that Persia won that title back in that ladder match a while back. I think it was like a Heartbreak, I believe. I forget, to be completely honest. And now Persia has to try and defend his title against a dude who's had a lot of on and off momentum. Really hasn't lost that much, if at all, in a while. At least in recent memory. And Aries is determined to win his first championship in this company. He's made that a point. And he wants to be the head of this division, in case the Junior Heavyweight division. In order to do that, he has to beat the current champion. And here comes Austin fucking Aries. One of the cockiest dickheads in this company. And it's no wonder he fits in so well with the rest of the Reckoning, led by Jacob Cassidy and freaking AJ Styles, and freaking teaming with Kevin Steen. And we haven't seen Kevin Steen in a while. I wonder what the fuck he's doing. I can't remember, honestly. I know Steen failed to qualify for that 4-way Intercontinental title match that's going to be happening tomorrow night at night 4. Because this freaking pay-per-view is that big that we have 5 freaking nights. One night literally just dedicated only to that 7-on-7 match. It's going to be insane. And it'll determine the fate, either the Unwashed or Viva La Pollution. And I pray to God that freaking Viva La Pollution wins. Because at least Pollution has told me freaking that if they win, then Viva Pollution is just going to break up. At least most of the group is going to break up. Pollution's still going to be hanging around with Bison and Joker, probably. Or maybe they might just split and go back to being singles guys. Or in Bison and Joker's case, tag team, I don't know. And there's Persia holding up the belt that he's been holding on to since he won it. And he's been a proud champion ever since. And a fighting champion. Which is why he accepted this freaking match with Aries without hesitation. And there's the belt they're fighting for. And let's get this freaking junior heavyweight title match underway. And Prince of Persia with a headlock on Aries to start off, and an elbow to the face. And headlock again on Aries. And Persia whipping Aries in the corner. And now Prince of Persia is slamming Aries' face in the turnbuckle a pair of times, and Aries blocks it that time. Clothesline by Aries, knocking him down. And Persia blocking the drop kick attempt and just nailing that roundhouse kick to Aries in the face there. Just that huge shot there by Persia to Aries, who just whips him in the ropes. And Persia just blocking another move by Aries there with an elbow to the head of the Aries. And Aries reverses right up. Persia trying to go for there into a belly-to-back suplex. And now Austin Aries with an armbar on Prince of Persia, who nails him with a knee to the midsection, and a twisting neckbreaker to Aries. Prince of Persia is just using his speed and agility to just, he can wrestle circles around Aries. Aries is a former world champion in many places in real life. And I think he's the current Lightning Weight champion in TAW. Shout out to Josh. But I honestly forget. And Aries with a shot to the back of Persia. And Aries with a bulldog off the middle rope there. And now Prince of Persia is a former XC's champion in CIW. Shout out to Sean. And Aries with an elbow drop. It's like two guys who have held titles outside this company freaking now fighting for a title in the company. Freaking crazy. And I think the main event of this show, after this, is the Fatal 4-Way Global World Championship match. Where either Dale Jr., Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, or whoever the mystery fourth guy is, will be fighting each other to crown the first person to hold that championship, sorry. And Persia with just more kicks in the punch there, and another kick to the head of Aries. You know, AJ Styles would like to finally be able to hold a world championship in this company, since he's been Internet and King of Wolves champion in the past. Prince of Persia with a leg drop. And Kenny Omega's also been Internet and freaking King of Wolves champion as well. And Junior has been a US and hardcore champion in this company. There's pretty much like 3 former champions in this company now all finally getting a world title opportunity. This is a secondary world title, like, you know how WWE has the one that's currently held by John fucking Cena. And then there's the world title, which is being held now by, I'm not calling him Gunther, but freaking Walter. You know, only my second world titles are going to be a hell of a lot more prestigious. Meanwhile, me ranting and shit, and freaking meanwhile in the ring, Austin Aries just nailed Prince of Persia with a drop kick. And now just putting the boots to him. Another drop kick by Aries to Prince of Persia. Another kick to the leg of Persia there by Aries. Aries with a chop and more punches there, and a clothesline just knocking down Prince of Persia. And Persia with a punch to the midsection of Aries there, and a kick. Another punch to the head of Aries there by Prince of Persia. Whips him in the corner. And the Prince of Persia with the freaking Santa time to Aries. Going and now dragging from ropes. And Persia going for a cover. 1, 2, and Aries kicks out. And now Prince of Persia with a kick to midsection of Aries, and with a go behind, and Prince of Persia just slaps him in the back of the head. And freaking Persia just whiffing that kick there. And Aries another punch ahead of Persia there, and a headlock. Aries slips out of it into a Russian next week. And now Aries with a freaking I forget what that's called. Razor's Edge, that's what it's called, sorry. Or Ego's Edge in Ethan Page's case. And Aries has Persia up with a brain buster, and just busted open Prince of Persia somehow off of that. Now there's blood all over freaking Persia's pants. Go for covers, Aries. 1, 2, and Prince of Persia somehow kicks out after getting busted open somehow with that brainbuster, and Persia dropping their dropkick attempt and an elbow to the back of Aries. And Aries with a neck breaker to Persia there. And Persia is just bleeding profusely. And Persia with a DDT to Aries there. Shooting star pressed by Persia. How is Persia doing this while he's freaking bleeding? And a backbreaker into a neckbreaker to Aries by Persia. And now a weird submission and an elbow to the head of Aries there. And now Persia with repeated elbows to the head of and the shoulders of Aries there. And Persia's going to have to, you can find a really special laundry man, unless he does his own laundry, and he's going to have to get like, I don't know what he's going to have to use to get that blood out of his pants. That or he's going to have to get new pants, I don't know. And Aries cutting Persia off when he tried to go for something up top turnbuckle. And Aries with a freaking stunner from the top turnbuckle to Persia. And another elbow dropped it by Aries to Prince of Persia there. And Persia's just right back up. And Aries blocking that punch there. And Aries trying to go for a submission on Persia. There's no way Persia's going to tap out to this. Last thing I need is Aries' ego to get that big of a boost if he win with a submission. That's the last thing we need. And Aries, we can get a headbutt for his trouble. And now Persia tried to just slamming Aries' head against his knee. And now going for cover is Persia. 1, 2, and Persia gets the pin and retains his title after slamming his knee against Aries' head and apparently knocking him out or some shit. But even with all that blood freaking gushing from his head and everything else, Persia manages to retain his title. Thank Christ. Now Prince of Persia has to look forward to facing Spider-Man for the junior heavyweight title at the Super Show at the end of the month. But if this match was anything to go by, Persia is definitely going to be determined to hold on to this title for as long as he possibly can. Because if he can take everything that Austin Aries was able to give him, Spider-Man, good luck trying to beat this guy. That's all I have to say. And the main event of this show is the Fatal 4-Way Global Championship match. World Championship match, I mean. Thinking if it's anything like the rest of the show has been, it's going to be crazy. And they're going to be crowning a new world champion. And congrats on the win again, the Prince of Persia. Well, the GM just had to break up the freaking fight that happened just between freaking Kenny and AJ Styles there before this match was about to start. And while Kenny and AJ Styles are being led away from each other and led towards the gorilla position right now, here comes Dale Jr., who's the first one to make his way out to the ring. And Jr.'s one of the guys that who I've been hoping will get an opportunity to hold the title since the beginning. And now he's finally getting that opportunity to be able to hold the World Championship. In this case, it's the Global World Championship. Because, since he's a former NASCAR driver and everything, he's a team owner. He's known pretty much around a good chunk of the world. And he's known from his career in wrestling and other places. And a lot of other places. And, you know what I mean. Either way, Junior's hoping to win this huge freaking 4-way match and win himself a world championship for the first time in his career. Especially considering the fact that he hasn't done jack as of late. And I know he had a match on Rumble recently at the time of this recording. And I think that match won't be going live till like sometime later this week, I believe. And I'm not going to spoil the result of that match. That's all I'm going to say. And here comes AJ Styles, that finally separated from Kenny Omega by the GM after that brawl they just had right when his match was about to start. And AJ is former world champion in his own right in many places, and now he almost had an opportunity to win at the world title here when he was King of Worlds champion, but Kenny made sure that didn't happen. We all know how that turned out. And now AJ is trying to become the first global champion. Plus, it would be nice if he could finally win a main event match at a big WrestleMania-like show. Because in fact, his record at WrestleMania and WWE is ass. And I don't know who the fourth guy is that's in this match, but all I'm known is that it's somebody who's big name. That's all I've been told. And here comes another former Internet King of Worlds champion, just like AJ, who was the other guy that was involved in that brawl before this match, Kenny Omega. And he's somebody I would not have a problem with being the first one to hold the King of Worlds title. And whoever wins this match, out of these four guys, will be defending the title at the end of the month against Wolverine. We got that opportunity since the Avengers won that 7v7 match with the Justice League. As will the rest of the Avengers, they'll be getting title opportunities at the Super Show at the end of the month. That was their reward for winning that match. And there's AJ just talking shit towards Kenny over in the corner. And Kenny's just like, dude, you're gonna be the first one, and I'm gonna be coming forward when this match starts. And I like how Junior's the only person in the ring right now. And he's just not faced by Kenny Omega at all. And here comes the freaking mystery fourth guy. We're finally gonna find out who it is. Oh god. Oh my lord, it's freaking Kratos from freaking New Gen! The former US champion. And Kratos has made his way to the main roster. And we haven't seen Kratos since he lost the US title. I can't remember the last time he showed up on New Gen, but now he's on the main roster. And he's the final person in this four-way match. And it's pinfall and submissions, and like I said, it's elimination. And it'll be interesting to see how Kratos does against these three former champions. And then again, everybody in this match is a former champion in some way, shape, or form. So this will definitely be interesting to see how these guys deal with one another. And I'm just happy to see that Kratos is finally back after being gone for God knows how long. Hopefully Kratos doesn't have ring rust. Leonidas is probably going to be happy as heck about this too, since those two have a history of being tag team champions in the Mag Nation back in the days, so members of Spartan Fury. And hopefully Khal Drago won't be pissed about that. If Leonidas decides he wants to team up again with Kratos, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that. Either way. And there's that beautiful freaking Global World Championship finally being revealed for the first time. And one of these four guys is going to be the first champion to hold it. And whoever the last man standing is of this four-way elimination match. And let's get this four-way main event underway! And AJ, well, he tried to go after Kenny, but they were both distracted. And now AJ's paired off with Dale Jr., and Kratos is going at it with Kenny Omega. And AJ with a drop kick to Jr. there. And Kratos with just tossing Kenny Omega across the ring. Jesus Christ. And AJ dodging up Jr. tried to hit him there and a bulldog, and Kratos with another suplex to Kenny. And Kenny getting out of whatever Kratos tried to go for there, and Jr. tripping up AJ and just sits on his leg. And Jr. sits on his AJ's leg again, and Kenny's still going at it with Kratos, and a kick to midsection, and a heel kick or drop kick to Kratos, and a neck breaker by AJ to Jr. I know AJ getting whipped in the corner, or at least Jr. tried to. Now Jr.'s going at it with Kenny, and AJ's freaking going at it with Kratos. Chop block to AJ by Kratos, and Kenny with a neck breaker to Jr. And AJ whipping Kratos into the ropes. Arm drag to Kratos by AJ. Neck breaker by Kenny to Jr. And AJ with the repeated front flips. And Kenny almost knocked Jr. down in the corner. You know, AJ setting Kratos in the middle rope and trying to choke him out with that. And Junior nailing Kenny with a suplex. And now AJ, I thought he was going for a springboard, but then he knew better. And belly to back suplex by AJ to freaking Kratos. And Kenny with a stomp to the arm of Junior, and AJ nailing that elbow drop to Kratos there. And now Kenny sending Junior to the outside. Kratos with a clothesline to AJ. And misses whatever entry to go for there. Back body drop to AJ by Kratos. And Junior with a powerbomb to Kenny. Spine buster by Kratos. And a leg drop by Junior to Kenny. Oh god. And now Kratos is going to the outside. Oh, really, Kratos? I just had my announce table put back. Well, the top part anyways was put back on there during Prince of Persia and Ares' match. And Kenny with a drop kick to Junior. And Kratos has a chair. And AJ knocked the chair out of Kratos' hand and nailed him with a drop kick. Now they're fighting on the outside of the ring while Kenny is still going out with Junior in the ring. And Junior kicking out Kenny off of him. And Kratos whipping AJ in the turn post. And Junior with a suplex to Kenny Omega. And Kratos tossing AJ back in the ring. And now Kratos is back in the ring. And Kenny just went outside of the ring. And Junior's just beating the crap out of AJ. And now Khan elbow top between Kratos and Kenny there. Into a go behind by Kenny. And a suplex by Junior to AJ. Snapdragon by Kenny into a pin on Kratos. 1 count. And now Kenny with another Snapdragon suplex into another pin attempt on Kratos. 2, and Kratos kicks out again. And AJ with a springboard, which he nailed on Junior. And Kenny with a one-winged angel of Kratos. And Junior is just dazed thanks to AJ. And Kenny going for cover, and Kratos. 2, and Kratos has been eliminated by Kenny. And AJ with a drop kick to Junior. And Kratos, unfortunately, was the first one eliminated. Now AJ going for a pin attempt on Junior. 1, only 1 count. And now Kenny with a suplex to Junior. And now the former Bullet Club tag team members are in the ring with Junior. And AJ immediately going for the Styles Clash on Kenny Omega. And he nails it on Kenny. And now AJ going for cover on Kenny. 1, 2, and Kenny kicked out. Oh, that would have been... Kenny would have probably been pissed if he got eliminated by AJ like that. That would have been a dick move by AJ there, but that's just AJ's attitude lately. And AJ tossing Kenny back in the ring. Going for a cover again is AJ. 1, 2, and Kenny kicked out again. And now Kenny and AJ are going at it while Junior's just watching. And now Junior's teaming up with AJ and Kenny. Backbreaker by both of them and Kenny, because they're trying to eliminate what they perceive as the biggest threat. Now AJ goes for cover again. 2, and AJ kicks out again. Kenny kicked out again. You know what I mean. And now Kenny's trying to fight them off, and he's going out with Junior, and he whiffed at Enziguri. And Junior with a bulldog to Kenny. And now AJ going at it with Junior. Arm drag to Junior by AJ. And an elbow drop by AJ to Junior. And just slams his arm against the ring. Was useless move in wrestling. And now AJ going for cover on Junior. 1, 2, and Junior kicked out again. And now they're going out again, Kenny and AJ. Drop kick to the back of AJ by Kenny. And now Junior with a neck breaker to AJ. And now Junior with a drop kick to the back of Kenny. Forearm to the face of Kenny there by Junior. Going for cover is Junior again. 1, 2, and Kenny kicked out again. And Junior kicked the midsection of Kenny. And AJ with a DDT to Kenny Omega. Jesus, just spiked him there. And now AJ with a springboard, which he missed. And Kenny with a backbreaker into a neckbreaker to Junior. And now Kenny going for cover on Junior. 1, only 1 count. Springboard by Kenny, and he nailed that clothesline. And AJ with a shoulder tackle to Kenny. Enziguri by AJ to Kenny there. And now Junior's back up. And now AJ's dragging Kenny away from the ropes. And now AJ going for covering Kenny. 2, and Kenny kicked out again somehow. And now Junior picking up Kenny. And AJ with a kick to midsection of Junior. And Northern Lights suplex into a bridge on Junior by Kenny. and Junior kicked out. And now Kenny going for the one-winged Angel Junior. And now AJ dragging Junior from ropes, and Kenny picking Junior back up. And now AJ with the freaking Styles Clash right to Junior. Going for covers, AJ on Junior. 1, 2, and Junior's eliminated. And now we're down to Kenny and AJ, the former tag team partners, and the dudes were just brawling before this match even happened. And now Kenny going for cover. 1, and AJ kicks out again. Drop kick by Kenny to AJ there. And now Kenny going for a submission attempt on AJ. This would be really embarrassing for AJ if Kenny had made him tapped out with that. And now Kenny picking up AJ. Whoever gets the pin by one of these two is going to win the global championship. And AJ with a neck breaker to Kenny. And now Kenny's back up. And Kenny with a headlock. Close on AJ. And another one. Misses that one to AJ. Body slam to AJ by Kenny. And now Kenny with a Snapdragon suplex into a pin on AJ. 1, 2, and Kenny Omega is the new global champion. And the first one. Freaking this 4-way match was just insanity. And Kenny gets his payback against AJ for that brawl in the back before the match. Any shit that AJ done to him earlier in the year. And when they were feuding before. Kenny finally wins a world championship in this company. It took freaking long enough. But freaking huge win for Kenny. And Cassidy's probably going to be pissed. Freaking, what a way to end the night with crowning a new champion. And now Kenny is going to have to freaking get healed up if he's hurt at all. And he's going to have to prepare himself because he has to face Wolverine for this title at the end of the month at the Super Show. And Wolverine, now you know who your opponent is. The freaking best bout machine. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. And then the day after that, freaking the day 5 in the 7-on-7 match. Lord have mercy. I'm freaking, because it's going to be a lot of fucking work. Peace!